What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today, you and I are going to talk about why you should... Are you sniffing the camera?
No.
I literally just stopped because I saw you do.
Why would I sniff it?
I was like, all right, I'm on a roll. Here we go. And I see you. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today, you and I are going to talk about why you should be taking diet refeeds. No, diet refeeds. Fucking on your road, on your fat loss journey, if you will, on your journey. All right, this. No. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today, you and I are going to talk about why you should be taking diet breaks along your road of fat. Fuck. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today, you and I are going to talk about why you should be taking diet breaks while you're trying to lose fat. When I turn this whiteboard around, what I'm going to show you is basically the best way that I've found to do it to help you make fat loss as sustainable as possible in the long term. But the main reason I wanted to make this video is to put an end to the nonsense and bro science that I've seen a lot of personal trainers putting out there that you probably recognize and looks a little something like this. Shoot, come on. Oh! Welcome to our first nutrition consult. Nice to meet you. Today, basically, I just want to give you the principles of dieting so you understand. I'm gonna go on my notebook. This is actually, I was at a certification this last weekend. I got certified. I have 57 certifications. Took all my notes in here. Basically, just gonna give you a synopsis of what you need to know when you're trying to lose fat. So, go into my notebook. Okay, so number one, when you're dieting, you would ideally like to starve yourself for as long as humanly possible. A lot of people talk about intermittent fasting for 16 hours, 24 hours. I say go for as long as you can. If you could go a week or a month without eating, you're winning the game. That's fast to fat loss. Now, some of my clients come to me and they say, should I actually be losing my period? Should my hair be falling out? A lot of the guys say, I haven't gotten a boner in 6 months. Is that normal? Yes. When you're dieting, you're not supposed to be wanting to have sex. In fact, when you're dieting, you don't want to do anything fun. You don't want to see your friends. You don't want to see your family. If you're eating food you enjoy, you're doing it wrong. The whole dieting process is specifically designed to make you look shredded, to make you look amazing on Instagram, but in real life, you actually hate yourself. Now, I know I just threw a whole huge load at you, but does that make sense so far? And well, yes, that was a little bit extreme. The whole point of this is to show dieting doesn't have to be starvation. Dieting doesn't have to be suffering. It's not easy. If you want to lose fat, it's going to be difficult in the same way that if you want to build muscle, it's going to be difficult. But you don't have to suffer your way through fat loss. And if you are suffering, then you're doing it wrong. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to explain the traditional way that many people do fat loss. And it's not a bad way, but I think there's a better way to do it, which I'm going to explain here. So I call this type of a deficit the Hail Mary deficit. And I think this one mainly works well for people who have a lot of weight to lose. Someone who has a very high body fat percentage, they're just starting out. This is a really good place to start because long story short is you have a start date and essentially you stay in a deficit for a relatively long period of time, oftentimes 3 months or 6 months. The issue with this though, is if someone has a relatively low body fat percentage, then trying to do this, number one, it makes muscle loss more likely, and it also makes consistency much more difficult because there's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's just like, all right, I'm going into a deficit. And this is why a lot of people end up failing with their diets because if they're not being consistent, obviously they're not gonna make progress, but because it's just one long stretch without any light at the end of the tunnel, without any refeeds, without any diet breaks, it becomes more difficult to be consistent. And that's why I like what I call the jab deficit. The way the jab deficit works is basically you start off by being in a deficit, then you go into a period of maintenance. I'm gonna explain that in a second, but actually, by the way, if you haven't seen, I have an entire video explaining how to calculate your maintenance calories. The link is in the description. So you go from a deficit to maintenance, deficit to maintenance, deficit to maintenance. I really like this because every time you go into a deficit, you have a light at the end of the tunnel, right? So here you know you're gonna take a maintenance break, here you know you're gonna take a maintenance break, here you know, so on and so forth. And what I found this does is it creates much better consistency here, much better consistency here, much better consistency here. And I would rather you have very high consistency, 80, 90, 100% consistency here, followed by a brief break, followed by more consistency, than trying to be unbelievably consistent here for a long period of time, but falling off track after a week or a month or whatever it is. Now, the next common question I get here is, how long a period of time should you be in a deficit and how long a period of time should you be in maintenance? There's no one right or wrong answer here. Generally speaking, I'll say anywhere between 1 week to 1 month in a deficit, followed by 1 week to 1 month at maintenance. Having said that, I've usually found 2 weeks followed by 1 to 2 weeks being the best bet. 2 weeks in a deficit, 1 to 2 weeks at maintenance. The reason I like this is because only 1 week in a deficit, it doesn't give you that much time to see progress. Whereas at least 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, it gives you enough time to see progress, keep motivation high. Oftentimes then, when you go into a maintenance phase, whether it's 1 week or 2 weeks, you get the refeeds in, you get the diet breaks in, you get to eat more calories, motivation is high to keep making progress so you can end it more quickly. I'll say this as well, you don't need to do this. It's not essential. You can do this and still make great progress. I just like this option, especially if you don't like being in a deficit very much. I hate it. I'm not a huge fan of it. But if I'm going into a deficit and I want to lose a considerable amount of body fat and maintain my muscle as well as possible and make sure that I can enjoy nights out with friends and family and do that on a more regular basis, having these periods of time where I can relax and increase my calorie intake radically increases my consistency when I am in a deficit. All right, so I'm trying to be more brief and concise. I think I just got the job done. 2 final things. If you don't know how many calories you should be eating to lose fat, use my weight loss calorie calculator. The link is in the description. It will tell you exactly how many calories and how much protein you should be eating in order to lose fat sustainably. The last thing I want to leave you with is, if you are new here, there's something called the Sorting Hat Squad. If you leave a comment and hashtag Sorting Hat Squad, I pick 3 people from every video to win a free month in my inner circle. Basically, new workouts every month, nutrition every month. We have a group community support group. We have an annual retreat every year that only members can go to. Long story short, if you hashtag Sorting Hat Squad within the first 24 hours of when a video goes live here on YouTube, you have the opportunity to win a free month. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you don't already, hashtag Sorting Hat Squad in the comments. Talk to you soon.